Grief is a universal language. It transcends culture, age, and background. It is the poignant echo of love lost, a testament to the depth of our connections. Though experienced by all, grief's journey is deeply personal. Each individual navigates its twists and turns in their own way, their path shaped by the unique contours of their loss. Grief is not a weakness, nor a sign of fragility. It is a testament to the strength of our capacity to love. It is a natural response to loss, a necessary process of healing. While the pain of grief can be sharp and disorienting, it is important to remember that you are not alone. This essay seeks to illuminate the multifaceted nature of grief. We will explore its various forms, stages, and impacts, offering insights and strategies to help you navigate this challenging terrain. Remember, healing is a journey, not a destination. With time, support, and self-compassion, you can emerge from the shadows of grief, carrying the memory of your loved one as a beacon of light. Grief isn't just an emotional experience, it touches every part of our being. It can feel like a heavy weight on our chest, making it hard to breathe. Our minds can get foggy and simple tasks can seem overwhelming. Physically, we might feel exhausted even if we've had plenty of rest. It's important to remember that these reactions are normal. They are our body's way of coping with loss. Be gentle with yourself during this time. The Kubler-Ross model, commonly known as the 5 stages of grief, offers a valuable framework for understanding the emotional landscape of loss. This model, introduced by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross in her 1969 book On Death and Dying, has since become a cornerstone in the field of grief counseling and psychology. While these stages are not necessarily linear, they provide a roadmap for the typical progression of grief. Each person's journey through grief is unique, and individuals may revisit stages or experience them in a different order. The first stage, denial, acts as a buffer, shielding us from the initial shock of loss. It is a defense mechanism that allows us to slowly absorb the reality of what has happened. As the numbness of denial recedes, anger often emerges, directed at oneself, others, or even the situation itself. This anger can be intense and may feel overwhelming, but it is a crucial part of the healing process. This raw emotion is a natural response to the pain and injustice of loss. It is important to allow oneself to feel this anger, as suppressing it can hinder the grieving process. Bargaining, the third stage, reflects our yearning to regain control, often manifesting as if only statements. We may find ourselves thinking, if only I had done this differently, or if only I could have one more chance. We may find ourselves making promises or deals in an attempt to reverse the situation. This stage is characterized by a deep sense of helplessness and a desperate desire to change the past. Gradually, bargaining gives way to depression, a period of profound sadness and reflection. This stage can be the most challenging, as it involves confronting the full weight of the loss and its impact on our lives. It is during this stage that the weight of the loss truly settles in, and we begin to grapple with its permanence. The sadness can feel all-encompassing, but it is a necessary part of the healing journey. Finally, acceptance emerges, not as a sign of forgetting or moving on, but as a state of acknowledging the reality of the loss and finding a way to integrate it into our lives. Acceptance does not mean that we no longer feel the pain of the loss, but rather that we have found a way to live with it. Acceptance is not a destination, but a process, a gentle unfolding that allows us to embrace both the joy and the sorrow of our human experience. It is a testament to our resilience and our capacity to find meaning and hope, even in the face of profound loss. Building upon the foundation of the Kubler-Ross model, the 7 stages of grief model offers a more nuanced understanding of the grieving process. This model is designed to help individuals navigate the complex emotional landscape that follows a significant loss. This model incorporates the initial shock and denial as the first stage, acknowledging the disorientation and numbness often experienced in the face of loss. During this stage, individuals may feel as though they are in a daze, unable to fully comprehend the reality of their situation. pain and guilt often emerge as the second stage. As we confront the raw emotions of our loss and grapple with any unresolved issues. This stage can be particularly challenging as it involves facing the full weight of our grief and the regrets that may accompany it. Anger and bargaining, the third stage. Mirror the Kubler-Ross model, reflecting our attempts to regain control and make sense of the senseless. The fourth stage, depression, remains a period of profound sadness and introspection. This stage can feel overwhelming, as the reality of the loss sets in and we begin to understand the full extent of its impact on our lives. However, the 7 stages model introduces the upward turn as the 5th stage, marking a turning point where glimmers of hope begin to pierce through the darkness. This stage signifies the beginning of emotional recovery, as we start to find moments of relief and a sense of possibility for the future. Reconstruction and working through, the 6th stage, signifies a shift towards active coping. During this stage, we begin to take practical steps to rebuild our lives, finding new routines and ways to move forward. We begin to rebuild our lives, incorporating the loss into our narrative and finding ways to honor the memory of our loved one. This stage is about integrating the loss into our ongoing life story, allowing us to cherish the memories while continuing to live fully. Finally, acceptance and hope emerge as the 7th stage. Not as an erasure of pain, but as a testament to our resilience and capacity to find meaning and purpose even in the face of loss. Acceptance does not mean forgetting or moving on without the loved one. Rather, it means finding a way to live with the loss and still find joy and purpose in life. This model emphasizes that healing is not a linear process, but a spiral, with moments of both progress and regression reminding us that it is normal to revisit earlier stages as we continue to heal, ultimately leading to a place of greater understanding and peace. The journey through grief is deeply personal and unique to each individual, but the 7 stages of grief model provides a framework that can help us navigate this challenging path with greater awareness and compassion for ourselves and others. Grief, like a kaleidoscope, manifests in a myriad of ways, each unique and deeply personal. Understanding the different types can provide valuable insights into your own experience or that of someone you care for. By recognizing these variations, we can better navigate the complex emotional landscape that grief presents. One common form is anticipatory grief, which surfaces before the actual loss, such as when a loved one receives a terminal diagnosis. This type of grief allows individuals to begin the mourning process early, providing a chance to say meaningful goodbyes and prepare emotionally for the inevitable. It can be a time of reflection, where cherished memories are revisited and important conversations occur, offering a sense of closure and peace. Complicated grief, on the other hand, arises when the intensity of sorrow becomes debilitating, hindering a return to daily life. This form of grief can feel overwhelming, making it difficult to function normally and impacting one's mental and physical health. Individuals facing complicated grief may require professional support to process their emotions and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Therapy, support groups, and counseling can provide the necessary tools and support to navigate this challenging time. Then there's absent grief, a silent struggle where outward expressions of sorrow are absent, often misinterpreted as indifference. This type of grief can be particularly isolating, as others may not recognize the internal pain being experienced. As the name suggests, cumulative grief involves processing multiple losses quickly, creating a complex tapestry of emotions. This can be especially challenging as each new loss compounds the previous ones, making coping harder. Inhibited grief occurs when individuals suppress their feelings, potentially leading to physical and emotional consequences down the line. This suppression can manifest in various ways, such as physical ailments or emotional outbursts, as the unprocessed grief seeks an outlet. Finally, delayed grief emerges when practical matters or emotional shock postpone the grieving process, often resurfacing unexpectedly with heightened intensity. This can happen months or even years after the loss, catching individuals off guard and making it difficult to understand the sudden resurgence of emotions. Recognizing these diverse expressions of grief is the first step towards understanding and healing. By acknowledging and validating these different forms, we can offer better support to ourselves and others, fostering a compassionate environment where healing can begin. Now, let's talk about coping strategies for healing. Finding ways to express your emotions can be incredibly helpful. Whether it's through journaling, talking with friends, or even engaging in creative activities, it's crucial to find what works for you. And, as you know by now, seeking professional help is always a good option if you feel overwhelmed. Finding light in darkness might seem daunting, but it's possible. Small moments of joy can make a big difference. It could be as simple as a walk in nature, listening to your favorite music, watching funny cat videos on YouTube, or spending time with loved ones. These moments, they add up and help in gradually lifting the weight of grief. Moving towards healing and hope is a journey. It's about taking small steps and being kind to yourself. It's totally okay to have setbacks. Healing is not linear. Over time, with gentle understanding and the right support, you will find a new sense of normalcy and hope for the future.